Hello, everybody. I am back for another Baltimore Ravens / Orioles news. Um, Today I am going to be talking about the Baltimore Ravens official 53-man depth chart, as well as news from the Orioles. I guess I'll start with the Orioles first. There were two big news. Jorge Mateo officially got surgery at the end of the season, which is disappointing, but it was inevitable. And Mark Andrews out with a wrist injury, placed on the 10-day IL. So Ryan O'Hearn will take over first base full time until he gets back. Yeah. Close this window real quick. Anyways, the heart of this video is the Baltimore Ravens depth chart. Let's just start with the 53 who made it. Offense. So with the offense, Lamar Jackson, Josh Johnson. I'm surprised they carried two. This has been the first year in a while that they've only carried two. That past year they've carried three, but neither Leary nor Jones really impressed all that much in the preseason, so it makes sense. Running backs, Derrick Henry, Justice Hill, and Rasheen Ali, with two guys on the PUP list being Keaton Mitchell and Owen Wright. Wright broke his foot in the third preseason game, so it would make sense that he didn't make it. And Keaton Mitchell will be out with a torn ACL. Besides that, I think this is also relatively obvious. They weren't expected to carry more than four. Anyway, so having these three make it. Wide receiver, Zay Flowers, Nelson Aguilar, Rashad Bateman, Deontay Hardy, Tylan Wallace, Devontae Walker. Another one that I thought was relatively obvious from the beginning. I know they were talking about Wade making it as a possible seventh guy, but I don't think he was replacing any of these six to begin with. Similar thing with Malik Cunningham. Fullback / tight end, we have four. Justice Hill, not Justice Hill, Pat Ricard. Sorry, I misread the wrong screen. Pat Ricard, Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews, Charlie Kolar. Another room that I thought was relatively obvious. Ricard and Andrews, Likely, and Kolar. Yeah, pretty much obvious there. I didn't see anybody replacing anybody. And if they were going to carry four guys, this was it. Offensive line, Tyler Linderbaum, Nick Samick, Pat McCary, Ben Cleveland, Ronnie Stanley, Roger Rosengarten, Malasala Umeze Laulu, Andrew Voorhees, Josh Jones, and Enya Falele. It is going to be interesting to see who starts at right guard. People were talking about Falele. I know people were talking about Salah. I know people were talking about Josh Jones and Ben Cleveland. So to be interesting to see who they pick from that list to go start at right guard. Defensive, we have 5 defensive linemen making it. Starters are Michael Pierce, Justin BK, Brent Urban, with 2 backups in Broderick Washington and Travis Jones. Another group that I thought was relatively obvious. Linebackers, Roquan Smith, Chenton Simpson as starters, and then depth of Chris Board, and Blake Harrison, with your edges being Kyle Van Noy and Odaf Fairway, with depth of Adisa Isaac, David Ojabo, Tavius Robinson. Another group that was pretty obvious from the beginning. Very impressed with this group altogether. So that's the linebackers. Once again, starting at edge will be Oway and Van Noy, and then inside is Roquan Smith and Trent Simpson. that's listed as 3-4. However, this team might switch between 3-4, 3-3, and 2-4, depending on the defensive backs. As right now they list 4 starting defensive backs, being Marlon Humphrey, Brandon Stevens, Kyle Hamilton, and Marcus Williams. However, they carried 5 safeties and 5 corners, which I think is interesting. Their 5 safeties are Humphrey, Stevens, Tampa, Wiggins, and Armour Davis. And you got Hamilton. You also got Marcus Williams. And then behind them you got Eddie Jackson and Bo Braid and Sanusi Kane. And then you also got Darius Washington listed as a defensive back. Neither cornerback or safety, probably just going to play nickel in the slot. Which should be very interesting. He started in slot last year, but ended up getting injured, and Geno Stone took over. So we'll see how Darius Washington does this time around. They also have Arthur Mollett listed. However, he's going to start the year on the PUP list due to injury. And then special teams, Justin Tucker, Jordan Stout, Nick Moore. Another group that is relatively obvious from the beginning. Nothing to say there. Tucker is still one of the best kickers in the entire league. Stout is a punter that I think might make the Pro Bowl team one day. He's been very good. And then Nick Moore has been a good long snapper for us as well. So that's what my thoughts are on the 53. Once again, it's going to be interesting to see who starts at right guard, as well as the edge rushers as outside linebackers, leaving 5 defensive linemen and defensive end, defensive tackle. That makes me think that they're not running 4-3 this year. They're running 3-3-5, 2-4-5, or 3-4, depending on the team that they're facing. If they're facing a run-heavy team, they might run 3-4. If they run a pass-heavy team, they might run 2-4-5. So, yeah, I plan on doing a video eventually of talking about offense and defense and how the game is played for newbies who are just getting into this. So if you are interested in something like that, let me know. Take care. Peace. Bye-bye. Subscribe.